It feels so nice ranking a conference that has a normal amount of teams again. We have made it to our final Group of 5 conference, the Mountain West. We got 12, and we're DQing 2 right away. We will not be spending our precious time in this video comparing a $1.9 billion NFL stadium to a 25,000 seat Group of 5 stadium. UNLV, see you later. We're also DQing Hawaii because this is the only place I haven't been to, and they play in an athletic complex, not a stadium. That is right, Technicality Police. I will not stop saying I have been to every stadium because this is not that. But really, if you'd like to see me there, who am I kidding? I would love to go to Hawaii. Just make sure you like and subscribe real quick so I can afford a 10-hour flight to see a track with a football field hastily put inside of it when Aloha Stadium became unavailable. Or we could just explore an abandoned Aloha Stadium. That'd be a sick video. Number 10, we got CEFCU Stadium at San Jose State. The Bay Area money has to be worth so much to the Mountain West because it feels like to me San Jose State is the weak link in a lot of stuff in this conference. The football stadium is no exception. Last video, we docked James Madison a lot for having half of their stadium look like a high school field. So it's only fair the one FBS stadium that effectively only has one side of seating gets last place. It's a nice enough spot, but come on. This is the smallest stadium in the conference by 7,000 seats. And is also that size by choice. It used to be bigger, but in a 2019 renovation, they leveled like half the seats. It says a lot that San Jose State has the funds and support to do that big of a renovation, but it also says a lot that their renovation was to make them the smallest stadium in the conference by a lot. I'm not really sure what to make of that. This stadium is also just in a really weird area. Their whole athletic complex is gated into like one city block a mile away from campus that isn't conducive to tailgating or really any sort of scene. It's not a bad stadium. The side with no seats does have a pretty unique lounge area and the scenery is really, really good. But this is the Mountain West where, as most would expect, almost every stadium is scenic, so it doesn't take it too far. Number 9 is Mackey Stadium at Nevada. This is the first stadium we ranked with a track around it that didn't get dead last in their conference. Feel what you want about the spot, but that's a W right there. For what it's worth, this is one of the better managed tracks I've seen in a football field. The bleachers in the end zone go above it, and then it goes below the seats on the sideline too. But let's be real, there's only 2 FBS stadiums left that have a track around it. It's going to hold the place back significantly. Outside of that, the stadium's fine. The scenery's good. The structure's passable. The Wolfpack statue out front isn't quite NC State's, but it looks pretty cool. It's just not doing quite enough to surpass any place in front of it. Number 8 is going to be University Stadium at New Mexico. This place is just so uninspiring. If I had to pinpoint one unique thing about it, I could not. I even went to a game here, the only stadium in this ranking that I went to a game at the stadium, and the only unique thing I took away from that is when a dust bowl ran through the entire place. I don't know how well y'all can see this, but we just got one gust of wind and we're like in a vortex right now. What is going on? Look at all of this shit flying in the air. I've never seen something like this before. Look at this. Look at all this shit on the field from one gust of wind. The place is average, football culture in New Mexico isn't good, and the stadium name is set to default. I really liked going to Albuquerque. That's an underrated city. At number 7, we have made it to our walk-on challenge place of origin, Memorial Field at Wyoming. I can't lie, being the first stadium that I went to, I had zero foresight I would be doing the same exact video at every college football stadium after, and I did not look at this place as critically as the rest. But I like this more than the rest because it feels bigger, and it's the first stadium on the list that I felt like had any kind of aura. The trees planted behind the end zone add an aesthetic boost that no other stadium we've ranked so far captures, and if the field counts as part of the stadium, their field is so clean. Something about those graphics and lettering in the end zone, it's beautiful. This is also the highest elevation stadium in the FBS at 7,200 feet above sea level. Kind of makes Denver's whole 5280 thing feel like small potatoes, honestly. I think those bottom 5 rankings were the most decisive bottom 5 rankings we've had so far. That feels pretty good. This top 6 though, this is where we take a jump in quality and a jump in difficulty to rank. And also, it's essentially where we're separating the new Pac-12 schools from the old Mountain West. I really didn't plan to make a divide in the rankings like this, but facilities matter so much to conference realignment, it's not that surprising either. Number 6 is Valley Children's Stadium at Fresno State. Odd name for a stadium, but it's not the acronym for some financial company, so we'll let it slide. This was a really cool, forward-thinking stadium 40 years ago. The seats sit steeper than a normal stadium, and you have the cantilever lights hanging right over it. I've never seen something like that before outside of Fresno State. And just like Wyoming, the Mountain West actually might be the best field conference because I love Fresno State's too. Tennessee does not own the checkered end zones. Both of them can be great. There's a lot of unique things about this place, and that's really important to me. It's just very due for a renovation. The concourse isn't enclosed, which makes it feel kind of like a high school field setup, and there just isn't really good spots to be outside of your seat. The box space up top is small. I don't even remember seeing a club section, honestly. And even if you don't have a premium ticket, there's not like a bar or any good place to congregate anywhere inside the stadium. I found a bunch of articles from May of 2023 about a major renovation coming up, but I haven't seen anything about it since. I was surprised to find out Fresno State actually has the best attendance numbers in the entire conference, which makes me also kind of surprised that they didn't put up the money to make a renovation. But that's what you go to the Pac-12 for, right? Maybe they'll get them over the hump. These next stadiums I would like to categorize as our view merchants. The stadium itself is a step below everything else we're going to rank, but the views are so good, they have to be above everything else. This starts at Falcon Stadium, at Air Force, for number 5. Along with being a view merchant, this stadium is also a lopsided legend with 3 sides of seating on one side of the stadium and a much smaller section on the other. This makes sense though, because who would not want this view of Colorado Springs from the east side of the stadium? Let's be real. It's not surprising that a view in Colorado is going to be really good, but the stadium's not half bad either. Especially the club and suite section. That was the biggest surprise to me here. The main thing holding it back is the seats and concourse is kind of bland, but there is a big renovation project going on right now. Like right now as in it was going on when I visited the stadium. It seems like Air Force is aware of this and is working on it, because turning this into that is going to fix a lot of those problems. Number 4 was the toughest stadium I had to rank on this whole list, and this is where I'm putting Maverick Stadium at Utah State. The college football scenery in Utah is so freaking OP. This stadium, for sure, has the best views in the entire group of 5. And I think the only stadium that comes close at any level is BYU's, which of course is also in Utah. I might be a little bit biased because I came here when it was snowing, capturing it at its absolute beauty peak. But even without the snow, the mountains are right on top of the stadium. There is nowhere else that comes close to this natural beauty. The only reason it's not higher is going back to separating those surefire group of 5 stadiums from these fringe power conference schools in the conference. Utah State Stadium doesn't feel close to the same level as the top 3. It's 25,000 seats and just noticeably a different caliber. To start the heavy hitters of this conference, we're going to the Smurf Turf with Boise State at number 3. We get it. Everybody knows the blue field is iconic. But let's actually talk about Albertson Stadium, because in Boise, Idaho, not that many people are having the experience of going to this one. Albertson Stadium is a good group of 5 stadium that feels a little bit rushed to me because it was never built to host a team operating at Boise State's caliber the last 20 years. There was almost certainly some committee along the line that said, oh my gosh, we just won the Fiesta Bowl. We need to get as many people in this place as we can, and proceeded to renovate 3 times over 5 years, just 10 years after a major renovation. These renovations in total expanded Albertson Stadium by 10,000 seats. It feels Frankenstein in some places. In a lot of these places, they can do nothing about it, like bringing the sideline seats closer to the field because they Smurf turfed over the track that used to be there. If hindsight's 2020, really what Boise State should have done is waited to build a brand new stadium. But I get where that would have been a tough ask not that long after a major renovation, and after all these little small ones, that ship has definitely sailed. To be positive though, the renovation they did at Albertson Stadium with real intention are pretty impressive. They have one of the best club sections in the G5 I was able to get into, and there's a Boise State football museum open to the public inside the stadium that I think really only rivals power conferences. And of course, the views are great too. Just like Albuquerque, Boise, very underrated city. And speaking of underrated, these top 2 stadiums fly under the radar nationally so much. Number 2 is Canvas Stadium at Colorado State. One of my least favorite comments I consistently get is when I go to a stadium when the team there is in a lull, and everyone is always telling me, oh, you got to go back when they're good to really experience it. This shouldn't be news to anybody, but any program or organization worth their salt, if their team is good, their environment is also going to be good. That does not make your school special. But on the opposite side of all of that, I cannot remember the last time Colorado State football was relevant, and they still get 25 to 30,000 people showing up in a gorgeous stadium to watch them play every single week. That is something I am impressed by. I actually don't even remember them getting a brand new stadium, but they did in 2017. And that new stadium you would think is a power conference stadium if you didn't know any better. Full bowl, 2 upper decks, gorgeous concourse, gorgeous views. The only issue I have with it is the only stadium I haven't been inside of because I locked myself out of it the one time I had the chance. Here's an academic center, which has led to our first... Dude, you gotta be kidding me. Yo, dude. Come on, I had it, dude. But seriously, if someone could let me back in, please let me. Please, for me. Appreciate you. And finally, the most impressive stadium I've been to, not just in the Mountain West, but the entire group of 5, is Snapdragon Stadium at San Diego State. Snapdragon Stadium is the perfect mix of having all the amenities you'd expect from a brand new stadium while maintaining the identity of the university and its own independent identity too. The seats are all San Diego State colored. There's multiple terraces that stand out in ways I've really never even seen. And even though admittedly it's not in the most scenic part of San Diego, really anywhere in Southern California is going to be pretty scenic. The only reason this place doesn't get more recognition is because San Diego State has not been good one time since it opened. Is this going to be the best environment to watch a football game? Probably not, but that's okay because we leave all the people that rank stadiums based on environments to the people that haven't been to all of them. I've seen what I've seen, and I am always going to give credit to the schools that are doing the most to make something cool. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you made it this far, I think that I deserve a like and a subscription, but that's up to you. If you want to watch more videos, the playlist is up here of all the conferences we ranked already. And then next up, we're going to have the ACC, Big 12, Big 10, SEC in that order, followed by the master ranking of every stadium that we've been to. We got more on-site content on the way. We got more stuff in the studio on the way. Let me know what you guys prefer. Let me know what you guys want to see. I make content for y'all. And of course, appreciate y'all.